just trying to Upstall with your bad hand. So up, two, up, two, up. Nice. That's pretty good. Eh, well, well, the plane isn't right by what standard? Who's looking? How are they noticing? Even if these are not clean across the front, that's not necessarily what the audience is seeing. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. I don't want to presume your experience. Most of the time, I'm guessing you're performing for muggles. Yeah, they don't know shit about shit. So celebrate their ignorance. But they don't know what you don't know, and they don't know what you do know. They're muggles. They are. And okay, so here's the big one. They'll never, I don't care who they are, they'll never know what you intended, only what you gave them. And if you act like you own it, what are they going to say? No, that's not right. Yes, there's an infinite degree of perfection that you can always shoot for. The question is, have you experienced improvement? Do you have more control over it? So yes, it's not as in control as it could be. Yes, your line isn't exactly what you're shooting for. And yes, it's improved. All of those things are true. The game for this one, I don't think is as clear as the game for the air wrap. If you want to make a clear game, the way to play this game is to make a you need a prop for this. You could use an A-frame if you happen to have an A-frame, like a backdrop. They're $30. It's the kind of thing that you could easily have one of, where you hang a balloon from it and you try and hit the balloon. Or you could do it in a doorway where you try and do your upstall and hit a balloon every time, right? Or you are standing under a doorway and you try and go cleanly on either side, hit it like you have a balloon, you know, however far out from the doorway frame on each side, and you try and hit the balloon on each side, and you count. You could do it like that. That's like one way to play the game. And then that's the kind of thing, like, you can have an objective measure. Okay, I did with my left hand today, and then you want to practice both your side plane and your front plane with your left hand and your right hand, both side plane and front plane. Oh, that's a whole new game. Yes, yes, yes. Well, here's a practical application of it. That's a fun performance move. So I would say come a little lower on your U with your left hand. Like you're pretty high up like this, and it's going out to the side like this versus coming under it, so you're getting it straighter up. But also, you want to come under. You want to move your hand under it sooner because you aren't quite getting under it because the head is here, but your hand is here. One thing that might help is when you hit the 0 point, yank down sharper. So like as you hit I mean, you're not gonna ultimately want to do this, but for right now, I think if you yank down sharper, you can push it up better. I mean, ultimately you'll want it to be smoother, but I think the sharper motion for right now might be helpful. Swing your hand across the bottom faster. If you if you feel like the poi is losing control, swing the hand across the bottom faster to regain control. There's a couple things that I would say are super subtle here. As I'm doing this, I'll demonstrate going frontwards. As I'm coming underneath it, there's an acceleration across the bottom, but there's a deceleration as I get here because I'm pushing it up, but slower so that I can yank it back down. So it speeds up and then it slows down. Speeds up and then it slows down. So it's a, yes, yes. So you accelerate and then brake, accelerate, brake, accelerate, brake, accelerate, brake, accelerate, brake, accelerate, brake. You are doing something slightly different now because your back stall now you're doing like this versus this. Those are different. That is a different stall than this, right? So palm down like that is different than palm out like that. Okay, in terms of whether you should be palm down or palm out, you should be whichever one you're practicing. Both are valid. I almost never do palm down. Almost never. I almost always do palm out. But just because that's what I do doesn't mean you don't want to learn both techniques. It's just that there's a finite amount of time in life. We can't master everything, so we got to pick and choose. But you're younger than I am. You've got more life ahead of you, likely. So, you know, you may have enough time to learn both palm out and palm down, as well as palm up. Oh my god. Mine sucks, but right? So palm up is also valid. Well, so this is the one that I was showing you last time, which is like this, right? So you go up and then drop, and then 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 up and then drop. You could do them in opposite direction where one is dropping and the other one is going up. You're like, oh my god, it's endless. There's more. Yes, but wait, if you act now, we'll give you another Gensu knife. Here's another one for you, because you don't have enough. But if you're bored of doing the same thing, this can be helpful. This combination. One up, then one down. One up, 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 one down. There's at least two different ways you can do this. The way that I demonstrated it, you'll notice the arms cross each other. The way you're doing it is like this, where they're side by side, not crossing each other. Neither is right or wrong. They're both just different versions of the same combination. Just be aware of the tightness of the circle. It's different. To do this is going to be a bigger circle than to do this. And you can switch between them, right? So this is crossing, not crossing. Crossing, not crossing. Now, this is crossing, but not going up and down, going at like a 45. Same combo, but that's not as clean as it could be. There's lots of people out there that do it with more efficacy than I do. Feel very invited to watch somebody who does it cleaner than I do for a good example of how good it really can look.